Exterior, the Cotswolds, day, an impossibly pretty English country scene. It's like Hobbiton, with the ugly bits taken out. We move in, medium shot, our first glimpse of ancient Cheltenham, nestled in a cosy armpit of the Chiltern Hills, town of dreamy spires and gabled roofs, guardian of all that is natural, good and wholesome. We move in closer to admire the town's impressive Georgian architecture, its handsome municipal offices, its slightly disappointing flower beds. Smash cut to the Manor by the Lake, venue for the second International Screenwriters Festival. And if you didn't believe me, here is the lake. It's in there somewhere, trust me on that. There's a small area for the ducks. Let's hear from festival chairman Simon Rell.
It's a wonderful setting, isn't it? I mean, that's the thing about festivals, is you want somewhere where it's sort of congenial to wander and chat and talk, and the gardens here and the grounds are so marvellous.
Marvellous indeed. But what were we all doing here at the Manor by the Lake in early June, when the festival's not for another month? Well, of course, it was an excuse for another party, this time the UK launch of the festival programme. People came from far and wide to marvel at the impressive chandeliers and artwork, but primarily to hoover up the free red and white wine and delicious nibbles once again. It was a press affair. Press came from all over the country and primarily from the southwest to interview some famous screenwriters. We'll be hearing more from these two later on. And for Pearson to announce the up-to-date festival programme. Pearson was in his element. Again, they see stuff all around his neck, working the room, introducing press to writers. Generally, he's a busy man. Here he's off. Well, it's the mayor. He's meeting the mayor and, I believe, possibly his daughter. Pearson, you might have to wait a little longer than that to get your hands on the change of office. Lizzie Morgan Hemlock, David's producing partner at Arturi Films, was there, a lovely lady with the name badges. And right at the back, if you look very closely, there is Kenny, festival coordinator. Now, as part of the added value that we bring to you here with these video log series, we thought we'd do a little rough guide of Cheltenham. Where to stay, perhaps. Cowley Manor is probably at the top end of the scale. It's terribly exclusive, so exclusive, in fact, they wouldn't let me in. But it does come with its own church, so that's good. Closer into the centre of town, the Big Sleep Hotel comes highly recommended, also happens to be owned by one of the sponsors of the festival. Right next to the venue is the Travelodge. It might not look like much, but it's terribly warm and welcoming. If you're still waiting for that big payday from Hollywood, you might also consider the Briarfields Park campsite, motorhome, and motel venue right next door to the Manor by the Lake. As far as transport links go, Cheltenham is very well served by bus services and also by a direct train line from London to Cheltenham Spa, and that's only about 5 minutes from the Manor. As you can see here, the taxi drivers in Cheltenham are very friendly. You can also walk if you like. Let's hear from Pearson, waxing lyrical.
I think the best stories start with a secret. And I'm going to tell you a short story, which is about a town that's surrounded by fantastic green hills and valleys. It's got a very good riverscape. It's got all sorts of surprises in it. Some people think it's just connected with an imperial past, but that's not the case. It's a town that has kept its light under a bushel, I think, certainly for the film world. When I first came down here, I was amazed at this town because I thought that's not how we think of it. I thought it was full of old colonels, and it's not. What's your favourite moment from the Wallace and Gromit films? Have you got one?
I just love the bit in Wrong Trousers where he takes the rubber glove off his head. It's you.
It seems extraordinary that with our history of film production and all the talent there is here, writing talent especially, that you haven't all been brought together. And I'm really hoping that the festival and the sort of energy behind it and the interest in it means that we'll get more British films made.
I think there was a fear, when the printing press first came in, there was a real terror because until that time, only a very few people in very specialised area had been able to write, and suddenly everyone was going to be able to write books and read books. And it feels a bit like that now, that the power of the internet and all the things that are available mean that all sorts of people can tell their stories. And it's going to take a while to shake up and find out, which stories we really want to listen to.
I made a promise in the chamber of Cheltenham Borough Council nearly 10 years ago that we'd build a film studio and that we'd have a Screenwriters Festival. So another 9 years have gone, and thanks to David Pearson, I have to say, and others' belief and persistence and intensely hard work and belief in the project, the aim has become a reality. Here we are in our second year, and hopefully the Manor by the Lake, which is the venue you're standing in, will be able to make a key role in helping this festival move forward and for other years.
We in Cheltenham are immensely proud to welcome this great and growing international event to our town, especially as it is going to be attracting people of the calibre of Diana Asano, David Hare, Michael Goldenberg, Anthony Horowitz and other people whose names you heard earlier in the proceedings. I mean, that is a great privilege for Cheltenham to be welcoming this festival.
It's where they can actually meet commissioners, meet other writers, and actually discover how the business actually works. But also at another level, actually get involved in the actual craft and listen to experienced writers about how they solve their problems, how things are actually put together when you're actually developing a script, and actually understand the whole business of actually rewriting and actually putting forward ideas and developing all the way through to a finished film or TV series for that matter.
I think it's palpably gathered momentum from having no visibility, completely clean sheet start. Last year was such a success. You can see support gathering, not least from Cheltenham Council, other local businesses as well. So, but beyond that, I think more importantly, it's gathered an international dimension. There's recognition there as well. Sponsorship is increasing. So, in summary, a fantastic event to be involved with.
Well, we're just introducing the Screenwriters Festival lineup. It's going live on the website the next day or so. We now have Simon Hunter of Mutant Chronicles coming. We also have Michael Goldenberg, who's written the next Harry Potter film, who will be coming to us straight after, literally the next day after the world premiere, which is pretty good news. And Sir David Hare, to those who know.
Poor old Pearson, all that furious networking finally caught up on him. We end, by popular request, with Kenny again, who was a little worried that he didn't come across as particularly masculine in the last video log. So here he is redressing the balance and talking about his beard.
Well, it'll probably go in the next couple of weeks because I can grow it to a certain amount and then it bugs the hell out of me.
Well, watch this space, folks.
Watch this space.